Today I want to talk to you about prenups. No, not pre-marriage prenups, though. Those are pretty damn important. But what I'll call a digital prenup. And it's every bit as crucial that men in particular have one. Because let's stop pretending that dating these days is normal. Because it's not. In 2026, dating isn't just risky for men, it's recorded. Every text, every joke, every "I thought we were good," all of it can and most likely will be screenshotted, twisted, manipulated, and then used against you. Not because you did something wrong, but because someone decided you did, or wants to make it look like you did. And once that story gets out, you don't get a trial, you get a verdict. Guilty is charged, no rights, no presumption of innocence, just guilt. So no, in today's modern dating, men don't need better pickup lines. They need to protect themselves. They need to sign what I call a digital prenup. Now I can hear it from some already. Dan, you're just being paranoid. But am I? As someone who's interviewed hundreds, dare I say thousands of men who've been falsely accused of things, I want you to take a moment and think about how many men have had their reputations destroyed. How many men have had restraining orders lodged against them? How many men are sitting in prison, even as we speak, for things they never did? All based on nothing more than her word. You know, the believe all women mantra. If that's paranoid, well, all I can say is, don't come crying to me if or when you get falsely accused, which almost inevitably you will someday. And of course, the women hate hearing that truth, which is why they themselves say this sounds paranoid. They'll say, if you think like that, you shouldn't be dating. Okay, cool, sis. Then explain to me why so many men have the exact same story. How for millions of men things are good until they're not. And if you try as a man to walk away, well, now suddenly your private messages become public. Your jokes are evidence, and your character is getting shredded by people who've never even met you. That's not dating, that's exposure. So how about we stop leading with blind trust and get real? How about we start leading with awareness? Because trust today is earned at the end, not handed out at the beginning like free samples at Costco. And this is where a lot, dare I say, most men mess up. They think if I'm just a good guy, I'll be okay. They think that protection means being cold. No, my friends, it means being smart. You don't announce this like a contract. You just simply live it. Quietly, consistently. Because the man who survives today is the man who has receipts, who protects himself, who plans for the worst and hopes for the best. Not because he's shady or scared, but because he's not stupid. I say to men all the time that if something feels off, trust your gut. Don't ignore it. Document it. Keep records. Keep context. Cover your ass in every way possible. Because in today's world, your memory doesn't matter. Proof does. It's the Me Too era, and it most definitely is believe all women, even when the facts show otherwise. Which is why we men need to be practical. So here's your baseline. No fluff, no hope for the best nonsense. Your data stays locked down. She doesn't need your address. She doesn't need your income. She doesn't need your entire life story on day one. She doesn't need or get any of that until she proves she's safe to give it to. Access is earned, not granted because she smiled at you or looks cute in that dress. Add to it, your phone is not community property. If she wants to go through your phone, well, my friends, that's not trust, that's control. And control always gets worse, not better. Remember, too, that social media needs to stay quiet. No tagging, no soft launches, no public relationship rollout after a couple of weeks. Oh, she'll be looking to do all of that and more quickly so she can get validated, get attention, which may sound okay at first, but when it ends, well, all those pics and tags are then going to be weaponized and used to try and destroy you, as so many men have found out. When it ends, and let's face it, most of the time it does, you want a clean exit, not a digital crime scene. So again, document when it feels off. You don't need to record everything like a paranoid lunatic, but when something feels wrong, you do need to pay attention. You need to save everything also, because one screenshot can ruin you. And conversely, one screenshot can save you. These days, the exit matters more than the beginning, and women just love to start something post-breakup, especially if it's you who broke up with her. The fact is, ending it clean should be the way, but these days, well, that's where men are getting burned. So you leave respectfully, but you also leave smart, because not everyone handles rejection with maturity. Some handle it with revenge. In the end, what it all boils down to is understanding how the rules have changed, especially post-Me Too. That's it. It really is that simple. And you can sit there and pretend that it didn't, like so many are doing, or you can adapt and cover your ass. The bottom line for men is this: protecting yourself doesn't make you cold. It makes you aware, makes you disciplined. It makes you a man who actually values his life enough to not hand it over to someone who hasn't earned it. And if that bothers people, good, because the men who ignore this are the ones we keep seeing, are the ones I keep hearing from every single day. The ones who are trying to rebuild after everything gets burned down. Trust me, my friend, you don't want to be that guy. So don't.